What 1,000 retirees regret about waiting for $1 million. In today's video, we're going to reveal the biggest regret shared by over 1,000 retirees and how it all comes down to one simple truth. They never stopped to run the numbers. Many retirees delay their freedom by chasing a $1 million retirement goal, a number that felt safe, but turned out to be arbitrary. When we sat down with them, did the math, and looked at their real situation, one thing became clear. They could have retired earlier. They didn't need more money. They simply needed a plan. Over the years, we've helped people break free from the $1 million myth by walking through their numbers, line by line. And what we found shocked even us. People were sacrificing years of good health, time with their families, and meaningful life experiences, all because they were chasing a number that wasn't even necessary. So today, we're going to walk you through what we've learned from those conversations and show you how to determine whether you already have enough to retire confidently without waiting another year. So let's get into it. Let's start with the myth itself. Somewhere along the line, 1 million became the magic number, the golden ticket to retirement security. But is it really? According to Fidelity, only about 12% of Americans actually retire with $1 million saved. And yet, thousands retire each year with far less. And they're doing just fine. In 2023, Vanguard reported the median 401k balance for those over 65 was just 232,000. That's not even a quarter of $1 million. Yet these retirees made it work. We started running the numbers with real people, and here's what we found out. Let's say you need $4,000 a month in retirement, $48,000 a year. If Social Security covers $2,500 a month or $30,000 a year, you only need to pull roughly $18,000 annually from your savings. Over 25 years, that's $450,000, not a million. The media doesn't tell you this. Financial rules of thumb don't consider where you live, what you spend, or whether you have other income. Retirement is not one size fits all, and when we've helped people realize that, they often found out they could have retired years earlier. After running the numbers, most people said the same thing. I wish I'd done this sooner. Because while they waited to accumulate $1 million, their health was quietly slipping away. Healthline and CDC data report that the average American develops their first chronic condition around age 67. By the time many retirees hit their target, their bodies weren't up for the adventures that they had planned for. In fact, studies from Health Affairs and Harvard show people who retire at 62 get an average of 7 more healthy years than those who wait until age 68. That's 2,555 days of better energy, more freedom, and stronger relationships. We ran the numbers with Dave, who delayed his retirement until age 68. He earned an extra $240,000, but lost years in his prime. His wife sadly developed Parkinson's, and the trip to Italy they saved for, gone. When we looked at his health timeline against his finances, he realized too late that his wealth came at the cost of wellness. What if he retired at 62 with less money, but more life ahead of him? Running the numbers didn't just reveal financial clarity, it brought emotional clarity. A 2022 Transamerica Center for Retirement Studies survey found 58% of retirees regret not spending more time with their family during their healthiest years. And that regret doesn't go away, it deepens. We sat down with a client who delayed retirement for 5 years, hoping to earn an extra $200,000 towards their retirement. But in that time, his granddaughter went from a toddler to a preteen, and the window to bond with her closed. He told us, I never ran the numbers. I just assumed I needed more. Before he met with us, another client told us he had been planning a fishing trip with his father for years, but he wanted to postpone retirement for one more bonus cycle so he could reach a specific number in his retirement portfolio. Sadly, his dad ended up passing away just before they could go on that trip. And when we looked at his finances, he broke down. He could have actually retired 2 years earlier. He just didn't know. These are the regrets that never show up in a spreadsheet. But when we run the numbers and look at what's really at stake, they hit the hardest. And that's the kind of the twist. The people who reach $1 million often still don't feel secure. Take Mike. He retired with 1.1 million. He thought he was golden. But when we sat down and ran the numbers, we uncovered a problem. Mike lives in California. His monthly expenses were about $7,000 per month. He had $2,200 a month from Social Security, meaning he was drawing $4,800 a month from his savings, around $57,000 a year. Do the math. 1.1 million divided by 57,000 equals about 19 years. But that's before inflation, market drops, or unexpected expenses. At that pace, and the way his assets were allocated, his money would have been gone by the age of 78. We helped Mike restructure his plan through our 365 retirement planning framework, resulting in more guaranteed income, lower early withdrawals, and a flexible spending strategy. He told us, I realized now I didn't need more money. I just needed a plan. That's the lesson we've seen over and over again. One of the biggest surprises from running the numbers, how often people give up chasing just a bit more money. Let's say you work 3 extra years to earn an additional $150,000. On paper, that sounds like a win. But when we map that against lost experiences, missed time, lost vitality, stalled passions, it often wasn't worth it. In fact, one client told us, I worked those 3 years to feel safer, but those were the exact years I wanted to write my book and travel with my partner. Now I'm too tired to even start. Think about it. Working 3 years nets you an extra $150,000. But what if that delay caused you to miss 36 months of your best and healthiest years? All those mornings of sleeping in, taking hikes, visiting your grandkids, gone. When people see the trade-off in time versus money, the regret hits hard. They realize that what they will lose is freedom, fulfillment, purpose that isn't something they can buy back later. Running the numbers also opened retirees' eyes to something else, how their choices affected their families. We met people who worked into their 70s thinking they were doing it for the family. One client broke down when we showed him how he could have afforded to retire 3 years earlier. He missed his grandson's early childhood, memories and experiences he can't get back. We also ran the numbers with couples who didn't realize the stress from work and long hours was damaging their marriage. Time together was constantly postponed. When they saw that retirement had been an option all along, it changed everything. Not just for them, but for their entire family dynamic. So how do you know if you're really ready? You need to run the numbers. That's what we did with Mark and Linda. They had $680,000 saved, a modest pension, Social Security of $3,200 per month, Their lifestyle costs $5,000 per month. We plugged everything in, their expenses, the guaranteed income, inflation adjustments, market scenarios. What we found? They didn't need $1 million. They had enough. We, we showed them how to safely withdraw what they needed and still preserve their long-term security. They retired at 63 and they haven't looked back. Here's how you can do the same. List your monthly retirement expenses. Add up all your guaranteed income, Social Security, pension, any annuities. Subtract the expenses from income to find your shortfall. Multiply the annual shortfall by the years you'll need to fund, and then factor in growth. And then adjust based on location, health, and lifestyle goals. You might already be closer than you think. Don't wait for an arbitrary milestone. Do the math, run your numbers, and if you need help, fill out the questionnaire in the description. We'll send you a personalized video walking through your retirement plan. We'll see you in the next video.